Well, Mike Kewley joins us here at MTTV, talking about mindfulness, and that's an interesting subject. I mean, is that peace, well-being? Is that the general area I'm in, right?
You're in the right area,
okay.
Yeah.
But more about this part of it. And what's happening is you're going to be doing some a seminar about this shortly.
That's right, yeah.
So we'll come to that in a second. But
yeah.
I think it'd be nice to start with, interest people. Is this for people under stress, in high octane jobs that need to unwind?
Yes, it is, but it's broader. It's basically mindfulness. It just means paying attention. So actually, it sounds quite boring when you put it like that. But when you discover that the way our brains build themselves, the way we build our experience, is based upon what we tend to pay attention to, then it becomes far more important and far more relevant. We're building our brains moment by moment, and most of us don't know that. We don't know that what we tend to focus on is literally built in. So that's a problem because most of us, at least in this culture, pay attention to the stories, dramas, thoughts whizzing around in our head almost exclusively. We don't really know how to step out of that noise or turn the volume down. So mindfulness offers that. It's best thought of as a kind of mental skill or mental training, which helps you shift into the flow state, which is something we all taste a little bit of. If you have something that you love doing, could be this interview, could be a passion, a hobby, you just feel like you're completely engaged with it whilst it's happening, and it feels good to be engaged. So that's flow. It's an optimum human state of mind. It feels great to be in that. You're at your best when you're in a state of flow. So mindfulness is very similar, only we do it sitting still.
And it's something you learn? You can be taught it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The Business Network is the guys you're going to do this talk at the Claremont on the 14th of September.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, is it a business thing then? I mean, is that the sort of people who need this sort of training?
Yes, they do. Professional people, a lot of burnout, a lot of stress, without being taught the skills to manage that stress. Companies are now learning that their staff members are humans with minds and bodies and emotions, and there really is no such thing as a wall between your work life and your home life. It's the same thing. It's the human life. So, mindfulness skills like focus, the ability not to get dragged into every single thought that flies through your head, the ability to respond rather than react, feel a bit more empathy and compassion and connection to your environment, is a worthwhile set of skills to have. Companies like Google teach it to their staff. In fact, Google have their own mindfulness book, Search Inside Yourself, which is a bit of a pun. But General Mills, Etsy, Twitter, eBay, Deutsche Bank, Bank of England.
And is this for everybody? I mean, other people might do yoga or something. Would that be this sort of this thing that's switching off?
Yes.
It seems to be that separating your work and your play and being able to go home and not think about all those things that are rushing through your head. That's
it. But people say, it's like switching off, but actually it's switching on because we spend most of our lives kind of just switched into the movie playing in our head. So we're not really here. We're not really present. We're not really switched on. We've kind of checked out, which is not the same as being alive and noticing your moment-to-moment experience of life happening. It's a shame about being alive is that we tend to miss a lot of it because we're not here for it. Your body is here, but the mind is somewhere else, the past, the future. So by coming back down into your actual moment-to-moment experience on the chair and being present to it, you don't miss it. You feel more alive. There's a focus there. Sometimes I talk about it as the childlike state. We all started off in that way. We were focused, we were alert, we were present in our bodies. There was nowhere to check out to because the mind hadn't kind of gained that momentum yet. Which is why it's nice to be around animals and small kids. They live in that place where everything is wondrous. So we never really lose it. We have all those skills already, but it's about kind of rediscovering them again.
This sounds fascinating. So, will you be teaching people how to do it in that one seminar, or is it something you have to sign up and do a lot of courses on and lessons?
Both. I mean, it's like anything you would train to do. Like physical exercise, you wouldn't just do it once and expect it to change your life. So yes, I do courses and things like that where we move through different mindfulness skills every week. But at the seminar, I'll just be introducing mindfulness for people in the business world, how to step away from the mind and find some peace of mind and calm and focus.
People think in the Isle of Man we have such a great time, but there's still that stress levels there, I guess, in business, especially.
That's it. And you know, I see a lot of people privately as well, and the amount of people I see, and I was once one of them, who are or have been signed off because we cannot cope. We've not been taught the skills. And you can so wear your jeans on a Friday, or you know, you can leave at 3 o'clock. That's good. Why not teach these people the basic skills of mental and emotional health, so they're less likely to snap? Mm-hmm. You know, I meet a lot of people who have snapped. I was once one of them, and I snapped because I'd never been taught skills of resilience, skills of focus, how to trust my experience, how to not feel like something was wrong when I had lots of thoughts or felt stressed in my body. You know, how to really be able to ride all of that.
Sounds fascinating. If people want to get hold of you, do you have a website, or do you just...
Yes.
Sort of, yeah, which is?
Just float around.
Yeah. What's your website?
I do a bit of that. The website is myfreemind.org.
Mm-hmm. And if you're interested in the Business Network event, it's the Claremont Hotel. I'm sure that
Yes.
they have that on their website, all the details. And how many people kind of take this up on you? You know, you're talking to a room full of people.
Yeah.
There must be unbelievers in that room as well, presumably. I mean, is it hard to get it through?
So, some people say that unbelievers. I spend a lot of my time talking about neuroscience and the impact mindfulness has on the brain, which we now know. We've got about 30 years worth of research on mindfulness and your brain when it does it. I won't go into it now, but it's fascinating. So I always start there. You have a brain. So, you know, believe it or not, you have a brain. Here's how it works. Here's the way your attention affects the brain. And then we do some practices to feel different.
So for some people, 2 weeks in Barbados, you could actually just do it maybe in a course?
Yeah.
Like that sort of, I say Barbados, but somewhere you've gone on holiday and switch off.
Yeah, or even better, go to Barbados and do it there.